What's up, guys? Got a 2007 Acura MDX right here. We need to do the front brakes and rotors. Rotors are shot. They got lines and it shakes on high speed. The pad is down to below to minimum. So we're gonna replace. We're gonna put good electric coated rotors and some good brake pads. So we got some tools here. We got a 19mm socket on the gun. I'm sorry, 17mm, 19mm. We got a punch driver. We got a compressed tool here. This is all you need. Even a C-clamp would work. You don't need a dual caliper. We got some greasing. We got some wire brush, and we got some more greasing. This is silicone grease here. This is for the slider pins, and I just did the other side. This is a regular good old brake grease. The slider pins are the pins in here, so we're gonna grease them up, and I'm gonna show you the part numbers. Let's get this job going. Okay, to start up this job, what you want to do is you can turn the steering if you leave the key in the ignition. That way you have a better view of everything back here. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove the 17mm down here. So we're just going to use our impact gun to remove just one bolt for now. Okay, that's this bolt right here. After that, your caliper should just, okay, if this twisted, something's holding up. If you need to put a vice grip or a flathead screwdriver, just pry it open, and your caliper slided pin right here will slide off. Let this baby sit right up on the top. You can remove the brake pads for now. So these are all rusted and corroded and done. Monroe, I'll put these probably like 70 years back. These brake pads, they no longer make Monroes, but I like Monroes. But anyways, next step, 2 bolts on the bracket. 1 and 2, 19mm, both of them. 1, 2, and your bracket is loose. Once you get both of these off. So, while we got the bracket in our hand, we're gonna remove the hardware right now. Just pull them off, both of these pieces. It will come right off. Just throw them on the floor. While we at it, we're gonna keep prepping things. So what I like to do here is, I like to clean with the wire brush. Even a buffer will do. Clean this baby up really well. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go grab some brake cleaner. Let me go get some brake cleaner. So this is what I'm using. Parts cleaner, brake cleaner. Spray that so all the dust and everything gets thrown off. And that's done. What we're gonna do is we're gonna come out this way now. And we're gonna use our punch driver. I'm not a fan of a punch driver, so I do have videos on how to take off these with just a screwdriver. You bring the bolt over, you bang back here really hard, and with the screwdriver magically everything just comes off. But since this one we're doing it with the punch, these babies are gonna be turned out just like that. Very simple and easy. Did have a lot of luck with the screwdriver. A lot of luck with the screwdriver, so I am a fan of just using a screwdriver. To use a screwdriver, so you see this guy, this will work like a screwdriver. So this punch, I'm not gonna hammer it. This thing will not turn. With the screwdriver, what I do is, I'll line it right to this angle where in the back you have a clip. You bang. Also, I like to go on the opposite, just like that, on the opposite side. So when there's a force here, you see how the disc moved? Since there's no bolt here anymore, and the other side will just come off without any punch on the driver. So you could use a Phillips head screwdriver, and at the same time your rotor got banged and it comes right off just like that. That's how simple that baby is. So next step here is you want to clean your hub. A lot of rust. Okay, get rid of it. This one looks pretty clean, but you do want to clean the heck out of it. Okay, spray some cleaner in the back end too. You don't want none of the rust particles in the back. That's that. Okay, we're gonna let this dry off. While it's drying off, let's move up our camera and let's compress Okay, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna take a good old brake pad, put that right there. If you want to clean the caliper before that, you can do so, but it's no problem. I would recommend you clean the heck out of it, and but this doesn't look so bad. And you do want, let's just clean it a bit. Okay, so it's nice and flush, so none of that dirt goes inside. Small light brush coating, and after that you can lubricate a bit the boot. So check this out. Like I said, you don't need a dual compress. This is Acura MDX 2007 dual piston. You see how one side is going, the other side is not going. You can even use your hand, but once one side goes complete, the other side will start to squeeze. You can even switch back, go back and forth, go a little bit here, compress this a little bit, switch it to this slot and compress it. You can go back and forth again and again. And this Acura MDX is very simple to compress. There you go, nice and flush. It should go in nice and easy, okay? All right, so that's done. Just check your rubber boot here, make sure it's sitting flush inside. I will get that to the spot that I wanted it at. Sometimes it has air in it, sometimes it has liquid. If it has liquid, that means new caliper. Anyways, we're gonna go move back down. So maybe we can just see it from right here. Okay, at this moment, you wanna take a little bit of this grease, just put all around on the hub, so that way the rotor sits flush. 1, 2, it's easy to take off the next time. It doesn't get seized in, and it prevents rust. Few things, and that's it. Light coating all around, very easy in between each stud, and that's it. As long as you don't have dirt and debris, you're all done. Let's go clean up the rotors and bring them over. So we got electric coated premium rotors, and if you guys want to find these, you can do so online. There's a part number for this particular vehicle, and the rotor is in here. It's electric coated, so it doesn't get rust that easy. Good for the environment, and it does a heck of a job, as well as on your fuel economy. So you need a clean rag, brake cleaner. You gotta clean this oil off, or your brake is not gonna work. It's not gonna stop. Your brake is gonna slip. Clean off the greasing and the oil material they have here. Same thing on the opposite side. Just spray, and that should clean everything out. Bada bing, bada boom. This is ready to go on the brake on the car. So we do have brake pads here. We're using these Evolutions, and for this particular vehicle, there's a part number. Already used 2 hard. It comes with 4 of these and 4 brake pads, and it's gonna come as a set for both sides. And let's take this baby onto the car. Okay, so we're gonna take our disc. You had to line the screws that's gonna fit in the hole, the oval screws holes. So these are oval, 2 of these, and we're gonna take our little screws. A lot of people would ask me, they have to drill these out. Is it important? So it's nothing serious, I would say, about these screw. All it does is hold the rotor in place for you, and that's all it does. It's not gonna harm anything. Once the tire goes on, the lug nuts is what really keeping everything compressed together. So that's done. We put the 2 screws on. Let's put on the bracket. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a little bit of this greasing right here. We're still using the same grease. Before we put the hardware, it's good to put some greasing so nothing is metal to metal. You don't want to put too much in there, because once you put the hardware in, it will compress and it will go all over and squeeze out and go onto your rotor. So this is very simple to put these on, and make sure they center out. Make sure they don't go hit the rotor. That will make a noise. So here comes the second one. Very easy to install. Bada bing, bada boom. These have little slots right in between, so you can't go wrong. So what we're gonna do next is we're gonna take the 219mm bolts. We're gonna take this. Okay, before that, let's put a little bit of greasing, because after that, I'm gonna try to put greasing over here. We have to put greasing again on top of the hardware now. If we try to put greasing later, we're gonna touch the rotor, then you're gonna have to clean it. it's better you do it now. Just a light coating. And then after that, you take your bracket, you bring it along, you take the 19mm, bang, and bang. Once you get both of these in, make sure you tighten these really good. I like to use my impact gun. If you want to torque it, you can do so. And the bottom one, make sure it's nice and tight. Looking good. Okay, we're pretty much almost down to near end now. So our brake pad, notice, is the brake wear indicator. I like to have that on the back, on the top, since it's when the rotor turns, when it comes to a minimum, it will scrape against that when going reverse. So your brake pad should go in nicely, easily. You should not have to fight these brake pads to go in. Sometimes your hardware won't be flush, so just tap on it, down, down. Put this one up. You can use the brake pad to do so. So, see that? Tap of a finger. Not even a tap of a finger. It should go. Okay, this is how you have to angle it right behind this bracket. But once it's in there, it should go in nicely and easily. If you have retainers here, this one I don't have. I don't know why they don't come with it. If you have little spring-loaded retainers here, make sure you put them on. Because when you're not pressing the brake pads, what it's doing is it's opening up for you. It's allowing the rotor to cool off, breathe, and give you a better flow, so there's no restriction in brake pads. Anyways, if your brake pads doesn't go in smoothly just like that, you're gonna have to bring this pad out and file on the edges here on both top and bottom. And don't file too much either, because you don't want the pad to move in there too much either. Anyways, we're down to near end now. What we're gonna do is same grease, put a little bit on the outer edge of the brake pad, and a little bit more on the inside brake pad, on the outer edge only. Nothing that comes in the contact pad and rotor where it comes contact on the inside, okay? And what we're gonna do is go get a rag, and we're gonna clean out both of the slider pins. Okay, next step, clean the slider pin, the greasing that's on the slider pin, pull out the bottom pin, remove the slider pin, and clean it. Okay, clean it really well. This is where we're gonna take this silicone grease. There's a part number there if you guys need. You don't want to put too much. You don't want to go crazy. Just enough so it's like a small thin layer. And you don't want nothing on the tip, because the tip, it will not compress. The greasing will not compress, and your caliper might eat out brake a little bit faster in the beginning until it gets that clearance. Anyways, take this slider pin, stick it in. The boot should grab on. Now we're gonna take this slider pin, stick it in, and make sure your caliper goes down smoothly and easily. Pay attention to this brake line. It should not be twisted and curled. It should be nice and smooth. Okay, let's push. You're gonna have to push the slider pin in to get the bolt to align. So just push this in. So if your caliper doesn't sit, you have to push the slider pin in, and make sure it's not sitting in the wrong angle. It only sits one way, and it's only gonna grab the bolt one direction. Anyways, this is done deal. Thank you for watching, guys. If you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to send me a message. Make sure you tighten this guy. Okay, this is a 17mm mount. And so we only use like 3 tools and a compressed tool, 4 tools altogether. Nice and tight. Bada bing, bada boom. Double check all your work. Make sure you pump your brake pedal. Once you're done, bring the car down, put the tires on, tighten the tires, and pump the brake pedal. So it's gonna be soft, then it's gonna, after like 3-4 pumps, it's gonna get hard, and you're all set, okay? You don't wanna start the car, because it will not start unless you pump the brake in the beginning. Thank you for watching. See you guys on the next one.